So I'd like to invite Mr. Vijay Sethi, Chairman Mentor CART, Mr. Deepak Kumar Sahu, President Technology Innovation, BLS International, Mr. Sujay Brahmachari, CIO and CISO, Rosemeta Technologies Limited, Mr. Bharat B. Anand, Global CITO, Contact Global, Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Santosh Khansari, retired CEO, iDefense Innovation Private Limited, Dr. Prince Joseph, Global CIO, SF4 Technologies, Mr. V.V. Jacob, Chief General Manager, IT, Malayalam Manorama Company Private Limited, welcome all the panelists, and we have a panelist from the various segments, like from the manufacturing, consultancy, services, and also the solution sector. Let's understand how they see that Digital India, Skill India we have heard of. How we can see the AI in India. To start with, let me give the brief on the topic. Why we have chosen the topic? India has successfully built a world-leading digital ecosystem, the next leap in AI India, powered by sovereign AI, trusted digital infrastructure, skilled talent, and responsible innovation. This session explores how India can merge as a global leader in AI-driven growth and enterprise transformation and technological leadership. Before we start, if all the panelists can say about one sentence about them. Start with, yep. Please. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Mic is not on. Hello. Yeah. Yes.
Good morning, everyone. All right, that took about several attempts. My name is Prince Joseph. I am the global CIO for Nest Group, SF4 Technologies. We are a high-tech electronics manufacturing firm. The corporate office is in Cochin. We have pan-India, about 26 odd factories, and we serve Fortune 100 companies. We build components for them, and I'm here to just speak about this topic from the lens of the manufacturing industry.
Thank you.
Hello. Good morning. I am V.V. Jacob from Malayalam Manorama. It's a media in Kerala. We are a 140-year-old company.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sujay Brahmachari. I am from Rosemeta Group, and I am there in this industry for the last 36 years. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vijay Sethi. I am currently the chairman of Mentor CART and chairman of Craftsol Technologies, also on board of a quantum computing company and few AI companies.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Deepak Kumar Sahu. I am President Technology and Innovation with BLS International. It's a global company looking after almost 50 foreign governments. I have a long career with government, almost more than 2.5 decades, and now moving into industry. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Colonel Santosh, retired Army veteran, presently the CEO of iDefense. I am a promoter of Make in India products and advisor to numerous companies who make in India cyber forensics products.
Hi, I am Bharat. I head the technology as a group CIO CTO for Contact Global. It's a UK headquartered conglomerate and interest in varied verticals. Maybe offline we can talk more, but instead of taking more time, we can start with the topic. Yeah. Thank you.
Great.
All.
So everybody is talking about AI, but I always say that human intelligence is required. Without human, AI cannot possible. To start with, so we have all, I think, there are all jargons in the tech industry. Okay. I want to hear, you want to put a summary So you tell AI to summarize it, okay? Like that, you have to summarize your answer in 30 seconds. To start with Bharat, when we talk about digital India to AI India, what drives the transition?
Okay, I think it's a pretty apt question. Thanks, Deepak, first of all, for inviting us for this panel discussion, and to my fellow panelists over here. Probably the interesting part of this whole conversation would be how both can work and have to work together about it. It's not about transition, to be honest. It's about working, or the foundation which Digital India has laid, how AI can build on that digital foundation. Effectively, if I talk about, we have got UPI, we have got Aadhaar, we have got so many other infrastructure that has come up of late about it, and effectively the data that is getting generated is humongous. Probably 140 crore, I mean 1.4 billion people, the kind of data, the telecom data, the banking data, all kind of data which we are generating is resulting in too much information that is available. Probably the scale we have, the knowledge we have, we just have to cultivate our people as well as create a homogeneity among the governments, the startups, ecosystem, and the enterprises, and create an ecosystem where we can cultivate this to lead that vision about it. So it's not a transition, it's building up and working together on latching up onto that one. Yeah.
Wonderful. If someone want to add what Bharat has left from there? Yes, please, Golak.
No, thank you, Mr. Deepak.
You are all human AI.
So having me here, in fact, I enjoy always having these events organized by Deepak ji and a team. So if you ask my view, moving from Digital India to AI India, so typically, because we are part of those journeys, so Digital India, I typically believe that we have built digital rails in terms of creating the foundation, digital infrastructure of the country. Now AI India, if you ask me, Deepak ji, we are moving towards Digital India. We build digital rails, then we build service, applications, innovations on top of the digital rails. Now we need to include intelligence, which I call data posturing. Can I do a data posturing? Can I build an intelligence? What the digital rail we have created. So that is the path probably you are moving forward. And now going forward, we will see a lot of, one more point quickly I must put. What I have seen now, since I am looking towards a global picture as part of my current dispensation, if I see the Western way of AI, they are mostly commercial heavy. If I see the entire European and European alliances, they are mostly compliances heavy. But if you ask me, India way, it will be making things trusted, ethical, and making people empowered. So that is the way I look forward. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Anyone want to add? Yeah,
I would
please.
like to add few more points. One is, UPI, we highlight it as AI project, and I don't know whether we are in the right track or not. So we are generating a lot of data, and in AI context, we can do much more than what we are currently thinking of. Right now, we are wholly dependent on US or other countries for the models, and we don't have a proper LLM. If they say due to any geopolitical issues like, what happened to Fable or what happened to Naira, tomorrow the entire ecosystem, if we build something on top of any of the, I say, foreign LLMs, we will be stuck with that. It is high time for us to think on our own food rather than depending on others. And that should be the biggest project we should take up. We have only few things like, Sarvam and other things. And beyond that, we should evolve. The biggest problem with Indian IT investment is, I think somebody in the morning session, they pointed out, our investments are very minuscule compared to US. we need to attract more investments, and we should develop better products. Now, our product or thought cycle is limited to few tangible items which we can get rid of we can get from the products. We should look at on products which has longer longevity and better benefit for India.
Okay, thanks. So we'll move to the next question. You want to add? Okay, please.
So it's, what AI is going to do on the digital foundation is that it is going to make digital foundation more intelligent. In terms of, if you see this, the transformation in the digital payment, digital identity, digital communications, it is further going to make it more intelligent and make it more secure, more faster, and create more user experience.
I know.
That is the thing.
Great. So now
the
we'll
one-line
move to-
tag, it will create
Yeah,
more
I know,
intelligent.
yeah, your company does so many things. Whereof. So moving to the next question, like we'll talk about the sovereign AI. How does India build? It will scaling enterprise adoption. To start with you. Sovereign AI.
The points made by my peers are extremely relevant. I think in the morning, you also spoke about one element which I thought was very particular, very pertinent. When you are going to look at it from the perspective of sovereign AI, you are looking at security, you're looking at a lot of protection, you're looking at a lot of assurance, you're looking at something which the population is going to be able to trust. So the two elements there is, the measure of trust that you're able to infuse into whatever you're going to be able to produce. Because if you're going to be deficient in trust, I think the abundance on profit is not going to be so much. Whatever you have, whatever you're going to be producing, I think that element is where the focus now needs to be. At the moment, the worry is we are consuming a lot of AI tools. We are putting out a lot of data in there. Even speaking from an enterprise perspective, we have given people access to the likes of ChatGPT, Claude, and whatnot. The entire information that probably the enterprise has already gone to those LLMs. No CIO is going to say that that information has not gone out. It's already gone, but nobody is going to admit it. The reason is there is no other option. But how do you really now trust that they have got guardrails in there? So the terms like guardrails and all these, when they come and talk about it, it is all terms, but it's not really there to actually make and give that assurance that this has not gone to the wrong party. We've got customers who we work with, and when you work in segments like aerospace, defense, there is also a contractual element that comes and says, you will not use any AI tools in the development of this program. That means I'm not allowed to do that. I have to make sure that nobody in the team, even inadvertently, uses any of that stuff. Now, how do I ensure that? It is all a matter of policy and governance. But where we lack now is thought process is there, governance intent is there, but the mechanisms to control that, there is still lack. Yeah. So it was good to see some presentations in the morning and the conversation in the morning as well to see how we're going in that direction. To me, that is the gap that we need to fill before we can jump into enterprise, AI, and all that things.
Let's hear from Mr. Vijay Sethi.
Thank you, Deepak ji. I think let's look at India AI from basics. If there's an LLM which is basics, and if you train that LLM on data which is from Western India, and just taking a simple example, if they were to having food at home, they'll be eating steaks and whatever they will be doing. But in India, it will be people having dal, joint families, and so the context is very different. So if you really try to import that models which have been trained on those data which is not in Indian context at all, some farmer in some state doing something which will not be there in US or Europe. So the entire end result will be very different. The value that we'll get from an AI would be very different. So number one, if you have to make an AI for India, we need to also ensure that LLMs, SLMs, whatever we want to call them, have to be trained on Indian data. The second piece is the core of any AI is all the wafers and the chips and all that. we need to, if we really want to be more self-sufficient, we need to focus on that. I know that India AI mission and those kind of things are really pushing that. And third, to my mind is, if we want to really use AI, we have to use the talent within India. What has been happening over years, and all of us are part of that last 20, 30 years, India has been more of an IT factory for the world. Infosys, Wipro, TCS, ye, wo sare. I was also part of some of those at some time. But this is being done for US, where we are more of digital for those countries. Can we use the entire talent for within India and then take India to very different? That is how we will really make an Indian AI and the value of that AI more for India.
Can I add to that?
Please.
Coming from the defense background and working with the defense presently for last around 30 years now, and also working in the forensics domain, this sovereign AI plays a very important role. I'll just give a simple example, as rightly brought out, that mostly the governments and defense will never like to rely on a AI solution which is come from across. They will try to rely on a trusted, credible, integrity-driven solution, right? I'll give a simple example, like I am working in the space of child pornography investigation. So the AI tools which are globally made, they identify even a slum kid as a pornographic material. So the credibility, trust breaks there itself. So indigenous solution, of course, having our own LLMs. So the companies which we advise and the tools or solutions which we are making are made sure that they make their own LLMs and integrate it as a part of a solution. So that is the way forward, because unless until we go, the government doesn't push it, which it is pushing, of course, the trust and credibility doesn't come into the LLMs and the AI, it will be a tough time for pushing it here.
Okay. Now you listen from Golakji, then I will ask the more
No,
tougher question.
this is my absolute favorite topic. I think Vijayji has touched upon some of the key issues. I think sovereign AI, Deepakji, you have raised a very noble thought, especially when you're talking country at large like ours. What I have given a thought in the government, and I think I'm happy that it is gaining momentum. I typically see the India sovereign AI will go into a, which I have given a name of sovereign pyramid. And this sovereign pyramid will consist of 4 things. First is your chip sovereignty, which Vijayji has touched upon. How do I develop our semiconductor ecosystem? How do I develop our hardware route to the trust? The second thing is your cloud sovereignty, in terms of your compute resources, in terms of how do you process your data. Your team from FaceUp very nicely explained that how do you keep the data within, how do you keep the data secure. So that will ensure your cloud sovereignty. Third component on the sovereignty integrated pyramid is your AI sovereignty. That means we need to develop our own SLM and LLM. However, we must be cautious enough saying that while we will be leveraging the LLMs globally developed, especially the Western and country like China, European, etc., while leveraging those SLM, the brain should be ours, that SLM should be ours. That is very important. Last but not the least, which I call knowledge sovereignty. That means we need to create that talent pool, AI talent pool, which country is needing the most, especially the startup ecosystem, all of SMEs, enterprise, all together we need to create that talent pool which AI India or sovereign AI will help us evolving our way. So that is the way I look forward to it.
So I have the 2 doubts rather.
Yeah.
When you run AI, it runs in the GPU. When GPU is online, where are data getting processed?
No, see.
One second. You have trained the LLM. Okay. Now, as for the data privacy, you have to say LLM, forget my data. Can you do that? I'll learn the model. So we'll talk it later. Yeah. This is a thing. These are things are very tough. Yeah. You want to add something? Yeah.
I just want to add one more point to what you have said. One more important part is, we need to involve all our universities. Yeah, and obviously we need to develop the communities around that to improve our AI journey, especially NITs, IITs or NITs of the world and other universities.
But this is also very challenge, like all encryptions are breakable with the quantum era. How do you secure your encryption, your data standardization, like RSA and AES encrypts are all breakable. How do you secure it? Because already they have quantum computers. So we'll talk it later in a different session. So when you talk about AI and industry, how does it boost productivity and competitiveness? Can I start with Bharat?
I think going back to the earlier point on sovereignty, I'll just add a couple of points and then talk about your productivity thingy. You know, I think majorly all points have been touched about, but the very interesting point which you talked about is you are running the GPU and data is being processed, and where is it being processed? So what happens to sovereignty in that case? It goes for a wink or it goes for a toss. Now, so I think coming to that point, probably chips and all that is important point, but important point, another aspect to look at is creating an infrastructure to host that kind of data within the country or organization about it. The second aspect is to ensure connectivity also, which is very important for our sovereignty, while talent, university, ecosystem and all that is definitely which is already talked about. So these two fundamental points compared to, I think, lot more, and I think somebody who just said, maybe Setiji just said about that we were the IT factory of the world about it. In the process, what has happened that we have done all what was required, but very less investment into our R&D. And why? Because we always thought, let's do services, right? I mean, I'm getting $33 an hour or $50 an hour. Why should I? I mean, it's looking good for us, right, about it. But probably in that, we have to start thinking that it has to invest and we have to get into that R&D mold of investing. Now, that's a catchphrase. Who pays that? And where does that money come from? So it's not an easy thing about it to be solved about, because sitting over here, we can give a lot of prescription, but bottom line on the ground, when the companies are looking at profit, how much to invest, where to invest, AI, government AI mission is talking about something, but how it gets into that part. So for us now, coming to your productivity part, I think no doubt it is. I think every day we are reading many news articles. Meta laid off this many, Oracle laid off these many, Microsoft laid off. I mean, so, and probably not sure how many of you have heard about a case study which Anthropic, when it came into existence, I mean, it was there in work in progress for almost 6, 7, 8 years about it before it actually became the household name, that they ran something as a case study with one of the leading multinational banking or BFSI. And so far, the disruption largely in technology was from the technology people itself. When the cloud came, it became an infra that got disrupted. When security came, the security got disrupted. When internet came, the Windows 95 and all that got disrupted. But this time, it has changed. It's just not the technology people actually. It's the other side, which is the business guys also getting disrupted. And the classic example is the account payable team, which was put onto the task about it to automate, not automate actually, to make it autonomous, the AP. And bottom line, the people who were interested with the job were said, thank you very much, you did a great job, but this is all working autonomous, not required. So what happened? It changed, right? So in that, I can throw a lot of jargons and numbers about it, but it's not about numbers to say how AI and gloat about how he is doing. It is also on the other side, it is, and as I talked about, it is creating panic among the people that it is going to result in job loss. But I suggest probably we should not get panicked about that, because every adversity has a strength, and probably we survived the last ice age, we will survive this ice age also too. And the only thing is by upskilling ourselves and getting talented, because prompt engineers, AI architects, so many of the new ones which will be coming up, and we just need to get onto that part of it. In some of the studies, it has been talked that we should have an impact of about 44 million jobs, or 44% of the jobs will be impacted. I'll put it that way. Sorry, my bad. But 94 million jobs will be created also too. So it's on both sides of the coin. Now depends how many of us wants to win. I still remember long back, my dad used to tell me when the computers got launched in banking industry, most of the people were not ready to adopt. Forget about adaptation, adopt itself about it. So they phased out. But those who adapted move ahead and became
you are right.
the big times, right? So that's two cents.
You are right. Over to Mr. Sethi.
So I think if AI is used, there are two ways of using AI as I see. One is a lot of people make a mistake that my core thing for AI is to reduce cost and reduce manpower. And I'm talking of Indian context. Over there, beyond a point, the net benefit is very, very short-lived and very less. But if you want to enhance the productivity of people, enhance the quality, if India has to Indian MSME or manufacturing sector, when it exports something, what are the issues? The costs are high, the quality is low, and then there are supply chain issues and all those things. If I can use AI to solve those issues rather than saying कि मेरे ऑफिस में 5-4 बंदा इनमें से 100 को निकाल दो, can I do that? So I think the mindset has to be not cost cutting at this stage, but first has to be, can I with the same guys generate much more value so that my own wealth increases? True. If I use AI for that, and there are few companies which are doing that, there, number one, the employees will never be scared that tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. I get a mail 20,000 laid off. No. Second, a very contradictory view. While we hear all these things and Meta laid off so many and all these, the reality is many companies are also laying off people not because of AI, but they are using AI as an excuse to lay off people. During COVID, they kind of hired people left, right, center. They thought that the entire thing would grow. And then over the period, they couldn't get much projects for them and all those things. And then there is all the geopolitical issues. Now they are using AI as also scapegoat. Chalo theek hai, nikal do yaar. AI ka naam nikal do. So if companies have to ensure a long-term sustenance of AI, they have to focus on the value rather than the cost. That's how I see.
You are right. Sujay, over to you.
So both of them have said the lot of stuff about how AI is going to help in productivity and efficiency. So on top of that, what I want to add is that if I come from a corporate background, so whenever you are going to adopt any AI, what Mr. Sethi said, people are adopting in two ways. One is custom built, whatever custom developed AI you are using for a particular function in the organization, or the OEMs who are providing embedded AI within their solutions, and you are using those for your business requirement. So whenever you, I'm talking about only the custom built here. So whenever you are going to create a business case for any particular solution for your any function, first benefit you write is that enhancement of the production and the efficiency. That is the one of the key thing for which AI is people are adopting. Rather what everybody said that laying off people and all. So the most important outcome is that how you are improving your productivity, how you are reducing your rejections, how you are enhancing the quality of your product by using this particular technology. Rather, laying out, those are the what he said is escape point which people are using, but no. The most important thing which I have seen after adoption of AI is that and it's not a one-time job, it's an ongoing continuous job to train your solution so that it gives you the outcome for which you have implemented. So bottom line is that it's mainly for enhancement of your productivity, efficiency, quality, so in different functions in your organization.
Okay, finally, so when you talk about 2030 vision of India, what must India do now to lead globally, starting from right?
I think
One sentence.
one sentence. I think we need to not ignore the basics. This needs to be anchored on two things: data, trust, and also good governance. And I think there are a lot more things that we can speak about these three, but I would just say these three elements are the foundations. If that is not done right, you will never achieve the AI dream.
Mr. Jacob.
2 points. One is, we need to improve our R&D. Second is, we have to improve our products using the latest AI technologies. The way in which we think. The current products or product lines will become obsolete, and we have to reimagine the products in an AI way.
Thank you. Sujay.
2030, what I feel that by that time the AI will be everyday work like currently what we have, smartphones, internet, etc. It will be it will be the DNA of your daily routine. And the only challenge is that, which we talked about, is that we need to have our own data models, and it has to be trained as per our culture, as per our society requirement. And if you talk about the government, if you are providing citizen services, e-governance, it has to be built according to that.
Okay.
So 2030, yes, definitely AI is going to be part of daily routine, daily everyday work, but subject to we should have all these things, all this infrastructure in place.
Thank you. Mr. Sethi.
I think there are few stakeholders in this entire game. By 2030, if I look at stakeholders, academia, as he rightly said, is one stakeholder. Government or policy making is another stakeholder. Corporates is another. Startups is another, which gives a very different kind of thing. And general public is another. So if I should just take 5 stakeholders. If these 5 stakeholders really work together, only then we will achieve. But if they go into a different direction, we will not reach anywhere.
Mr. Golak.
In my view, I think by 2030 vision, if you are asking me, India should look forward when it comes to AI way. We must not be only a consumer of AI, but we should define the global path, how the AI should be. That is the first thing I look forward. Second is, I foresee saying, how do I leverage, which I call value, velocity, volume, variety of data at a large scale, kind of a India-centric, kind of our geography, demography, education, literacy, economic conditions we have. So we have to define this charter, how do we leverage this AI. Third but not the least, I think again I'll go back saying that in spite of having a sovereign kind of AI within country, we need to also keep in mind that we are globally interoperable, and as I said, we lead the charter of ethical and trust AI forward for the global audience. That is the way.
Colonel Santosh.
My vision for 2030 is that, of course, indigenous AI-based solutions. But before that, I would request all of us, including who are sitting on the dais, we start buying our own indigenous AI solutions and promote them, because that is the biggest hurdle, is that we don't trust our system, trust our solution. Give them a try, and I'm sure by 2030 we'll be able to achieve a lot.
Wonderful. Bharat.
I think 2 catch lines. Jan Jan AI, Ghar Ghar AI. You know. So effectively what it means as a combination of all what we said about, and to summarize is, which I was saying earlier too, and fellow panelists have talked about, as part of that overarching is data, we have scale, we have infrastructure, we need to have it, LLMs we need to create, talent pool, we have to upscale ourselves, no doubt, and build that part of it, and create overall ecosystem which works in tandem like it was being said. But I think on top of all of it, probably the governance, which is very important part.
So Bharat ने जो बोला हमें आनंद लगा. Thank you, Bharat Anand.
Thank you.
So thank you panelists for wonderful inputs.